I got one more here with this guy, Rabbi Lapin or Lapin or whatever it is. I got to figure out how to pronounce that. Actually, no, I don't, because I don't want to keep saying it because he's so silly. I don't want to do any more stories on him. Talking to Pat Robertson again, they're going to kind of explain to you by accident what their true beliefs are.
There's no word in Hebrew for retirement.
I told you that, and I'm very pleased. Last time we were together, I told you there's no Hebrew word for retirement. And the general rule is that when there's no Hebrew word for something, it's a bad idea. So, for instance, there's no Hebrew word for adolescent. Because when you think about it, an adolescent's just somebody who wants all the privileges of adulthood with none of the responsibilities, right? So no word for adolescent, no word for retire. And I'm very happy to see that you've taken that lesson to heart.
Totally to heart, man. I just can't, they won't let me retire. I'm trying, but they won't let me.
Absolutely out of the question.
But there's no word in Hebrew for it.
No, there isn't, because it's a bad concept.
Well, what have we done in our country? We have violated that totally. People, we've got to pay them when they're 65 years old.
Well, we violated a lot of things in this country. I mean, right now, for instance, there is the implication that if you've made money, there's something morally suspect about you. That somehow making money is a bad thing. There's another word in Hebrew doesn't exist, the word fair. Because you'll hear politicians saying, well, he's rich, he hasn't paid his fair share. The funny thing about fair is it's not defined.
That's right.
I would think that when many politicians say, we want people to pay their fair tax, they probably mean 100%.
That's right. There isn't anything short of that.
You know, fair doesn't mean anything at all. Fair is whatever I choose to want it to mean.
But there's no word in Hebrew for fair?
No word for fair.
Wow. Yeah, name one politician who wants 100% tax rate. You can't name a single one. In fact, you can't name a politician that wants a 90, 80, 70, 60, or 50% tax rate. You dumb fuck. All right, even back during the golden age of economic expansion in the U.S., when the top marginal rate was 90%, the effective rate was 43%. And furthermore, do you not know what a marginal rate is? Marginal means not all of your money is taxed at 90%. It means that over a certain number, so over about $3 million or $5 million, everything you make over that is taxed at the higher rate, is taxed at 90%. But again, that's before deductions and loopholes and all that other nonsense. So the effective tax rate is 43%. Taxes have never gone higher than an effective rate of 43% in the United States of America. On paper, the nominal rates were higher, but again, they were the marginal rates, which aren't the regular rates, and that doesn't include the deductions and everything else. So you're just making it up. You're making shit up. Oh yeah, politicians always want 100% tax rate. Shut the fuck up. Like all these guys do is make shit up day and night. And furthermore, look at, he's telling you what he's in favor of right there. He's explaining to you what he's in favor of. He's saying, yes, we don't have a word for fairness. Because, I mean, what is fairness? You know, it's not defined. Yeah, that's the fucking point, man. We're supposed to sit down as a society, as a country, and debate, well, what does make sense? Where should we draw the line? What should the taxes be? And what should the taxes pay for? You know, should we send our money overseas to fight and kill brown people? Or should we do something maybe more intelligent with it, like give health care? This is the whole, like a word like fair, yes, I agree. It's this amorphous, abstract idea, but that's why you have politics. That's why you have a democracy. So we can all sit down and determine, okay, what line makes sense? What's too much, what's too little, and what should the money go towards? But he is against the entire thing in principle. He's like, no, fairness, fuck fairness, not necessary. We're against that. We're against fairness. Well, thank you for letting us know that. Well, that's duly noted. We'll remember that when you tell us future things, because you've totally discredited yourself on every other topic because you're against the idea of fairness. You're even against the discussion to determine what is fair and what's not. And then he even said it with retirement, too. Thank you. Thank you for telling us. Rabbi Lapin and Pat Robertson are both against the idea of retirement. Not just for them. Look, it's fine. If you want to make the decision, I don't want to retire. By all means, Pat, talk until, you know, your fucking carcass with the blue face on air at the 700 Club, because nobody's fucking listening to you anyway. You too, Rabbi. Talk however long you want. Nobody's listening to you anyway. But this idea that you should push it on other people, this idea that there's something morally wrong with Social Security. Really, who would Jesus cut your Medicare? Would Jesus cut your Social Security, your last couple $100 while you have no way of working because your body is, becoming more and more decrepit on a daily basis? Father Time, you're giving into Father Time. Would Jesus come and take your last couple $100 and give it back to a hedge fund guy who just made $3 million in 1 year by rigging the tax system? Is that what Jesus would do? Is Jesus anti-retirement? These guys, they're so silly. They're against retirement. They're against fairness. But I should be thanking them because it makes it so easy for our side of the aisle to win the political debate. Because these guys are fucking insane.